In this short video, I'm going to show you the integration between ProtaStructure and Revit using our ProtaBIM 2019 application. So opening up any model inside of ProtaStructure, you can view the model that you want to communicate into Revit. Now at the same time, you'll come in and load Revit application. I'm using the 2019 version. We are backward compatible to 2018 and I believe 2017 also. So on loading Revit, just be aware that you also need to load a structural template at this point, which we have created. Okay, so this allows us to map the sections across into Revit. So I'm going to create a new project, and I can come and browse and select a construction template, and I'm going to load the ProtaStructure metric template here. So this will map in unique sections into Revit, as well as pick up the standard Revit sections within the process of mapping. So let me open this and hit OK, and it will now load Revit and together with the template. Now inside of Revit, you'll notice that there is an add-in here called ProtaBIM, and this add-in is automatically installed on top of Revit, and it is the ProtaBIM 2019 application. And this is available free for download through the website, and if you are in the support portal, then you can pick it up there and download and install it free. So I'm going to import the model from ProtaStructure, so we can come in here and pick this up, and I can then come and choose the project that I would like to import. So if we come back to our ProtaStructure model here, we can see it's called Construction Sing, and if I just come in here and we grab this model, Construction Sing, you'll notice that there's a file here in the project directory called construction sing.prota, and this is the file that we pick up, and then this will then directly write into Revit. So we can we just go through the prompts here. So I'm next. Now when you do bring it in, you have an option as a first time import, or you can update an existing model. So this being the first time we bring it into Revit, I'll call it first time import. You can also selectively choose which floors you want to bring in, so you don't need to bring the whole model in, but or you can select everything. And you can also choose what parts of the model you would like to import. There's options in terms of how the slabs are set up as well that you can choose from. If I just start this process, it will then map the model in directly into Revit. Now we write directly an RVT file into the Revit system. So this is reasonably quick, it's just finishing off, and then you'll see that the model is now recreated in the Revit environment. So if I just at this point close this, okay, and you'll see that there's a model that's been created here. Okay, if we go to views, we can then look at the 3D model in Revit, and you can play with the type of shading and so on that's shown in here. Often the slabs and so on are shown in this brown color. If you want to remove that toning, then you need to just turn the analytical floors off within the model, and then they are then set up. Let me do that one more time. So if we go in floor model category and we just apply this, then you'll see that that cleans the model up in here. So we've recreated the model here. Now the important thing to note is that everything is communicated physically exactly where it was positioned inside of ProtaStructure. ProtaStructure being a physical modeling, structural BIM physical modeling system as well, this will all be picked up. So if you've got beams that are aligned to the face of the column, okay, offsets, openings, everything that is physical about the model will be communicated into Revit. Okay, so you have exactly the same model that we defined inside of ProtaStructure here being established inside of the Revit model. So that opening there, for example, this column being flush with this beam, this is protruding. Okay, this is exactly the same scenario inside of Revit structure. So the same physical geometry will be established inside Revit that you take from ProtaStructure, and that includes drops, openings, sloping members, slab profiles, all that type of thing will be communicated. Now once you're now the other thing to note in here is that when it does recreate these things, you'll notice that we have special families that we have created. So there's a ProtaStructure concrete column, and you can see that this is an angular column, and this is not something that is you can readily map to inside of Revit. So we have created these as part of the ProtaStructure template, okay, and but however standard shapes that are commonly available in Revit, it will automatically pick up and map to. Okay. Once you're in here, once you're into this environment, you can make changes. Now, just to note that when you are modeling in the Revit environment, you need to make sure that the models, the elements that you do create, are structural elements. Okay, they are set as being structural elements. Walls and slabs, for example, must be designated as structural. Okay, we also recommend that if you are creating in the Revit environment, that you may use grid lines to help you with set out and the like. Now once you've got the model in Revit, you can begin the process of coordination. Now obviously within a typical Revit model, you'll also have the architecture, so you may have doors, windows, other architectural cladding finishes and the like in the model, and this then initiates the process of coordination. So you for example, if the mechanical electrical services are in the model and you and a beam was perhaps clashing with the model, then you can pick those up. So at this point in time, you may run Navisworks, you may integrate the architectural model in and begin the process of coordination. Now at any time during this process, you can make changes to the model in here. So if I wanted to say, for example, remove these elements, I can. Okay, if I as a part of the coordination process, maybe I wanted to create other elements in the model here, I can easily come in here and do that. So so I can come in, we can go to structure if we want to model some beams, for example, and I'd like to model these at the first level 1. Okay, you can come in here and choose sections from the library, so it could be a UB. As I mentioned, we're just picking up here the standard Revit profile sections here can be picked up, and then I can then come in and start that process of creating some additional elements. So if I want to place these members, for example, I can just choose, and then we can happily come in and model those. Okay, so maybe I want to put in a couple of beams there. Okay, you know, you can pick these up and model these wherever you like. So maybe I want to finish that off and just connect these two floors. Okay, so let's just assume we've got that beam coming over to that column face there. There we go. Okay, we can make other changes in here. If you come and pick up this column here, maybe at the moment it's just a standard rectangular column. Okay, perhaps I'd like to change it to a perhaps a round column. Okay, so you can just come and choose, and then you can adapt the model. Similarly here, this beam, which is currently a 500 deep section, I can come and modify it. Maybe I want to make it a 600 by a 300 section. So the idea is that you just work with the model and make the changes as you go. Now once I'm finished at this point, okay, I then want to come in and export this back to ProtaStructure. So if I just hit export, okay, we can then map this back into the ProtaStructure file. So what I'm going to do is choose exactly the same file model that we brought in. Okay, select that and then just hit OK, and now it's going to come and write this back into ProtaStructure. Okay, so this begins the process of us being able to round trip models back into the ProtaStructure environment. So you can see here it's just going through that process of writing the data. Okay, and if I come back and open up ProtaStructure now, this is the same model that we're working with. Okay, in here at this point I'm going to come in and go to File, we're going to import, and we can bring this back in from Revit Structure. So I'm going to update the existing model. I can choose what I want to update here. Now I may wish to leave, for example, any concrete columns that were deleted. I want to delete, okay, or I can choose. I can choose here. So if, for example, I want to audit the model before I accept any changes, anything that was deleted inside of Revit I wish to pick up and process manually. Here I can do this, okay. So, and you can choose to toggle these on and off if you wish, okay. So I'm going to just bring this back in, okay, and it's now going to come and update the model, okay. I can just do a quick check of it, okay, make sure that the model is okay, and then if I close this down, you'll see that the model has now been recreated, okay. Now if I just click on these, you can see here this beam was deleted. It will take me to that part of the model, so I can come in here and quickly audit the model, and I might then want to accept that these have been deleted and these elements can be removed from the model. Now if a beam has been updated, you can just click on that and see that it's been updated. There's an audit here so you can actually see what changes have occurred. So this beam was increased in size from 250 by 500 to 600 by 300, which is what we created. If I click on this column here, you can see that this column was is updated to a 400 by 400 circular section. Okay, so this audit trail will then show you what has been created and also what's new. Okay, so visually you'll be able to see what has been changed within the model. Okay, now if I just close this down, okay, this is the main visual interrogation, and then there's an interrogation status here that you can turn on. But if I just choose to turn that off, we can back into the normal modeling environment. Now what we could do at this point is maybe let's come and continue to work with the model. We may want to add some, say, purlins to that frame. Okay, I'll choose some different sections here that I might want to apply some UC purlins. Might be happy with that set out, so we can just accept that. At the same time, I may also wish to put in some braces in the model, so let's just brace up a couple of bays here. We can choose the columns, and then we can quickly come around and make some continual changes as this model evolves and develops. Perhaps I'll brace this side as well. That might be how we want to work with this. So at the same time, you may also update the design. You may do some design checks. You may continue with the analysis processes. But at this point, when you want to start to communicate the model back into Revit, the changes that have occurred as a consequence of the ongoing design, then make sure you do save the model again. So just update the model here, save that. And then at this point, I'm just going to come back into, just let that finish off saving. I'm going to come back into Revit, and again we can just go back to ProtaBIM. I'm going to come back and import this again. Okay, and again we can come and just choose that same file and pick this up, and you can see it's previewing there with the new bracing in it. You can, if you know that other things have not going to be updated, you can just manipulate this tree and just choose what you want to bring in. But you can see that the update existing model is selected, and we can then start that process of bringing that up to date. Okay, so now it's just coming in and re-importing all the elements within the model, updating levels and purlins and so on. And then if I just close this down, you can see that the model has been updated to include the new elements that we created out within ProtaStructure just now. So this process can be repeated as many times as you like. You can go back and forward between Revit and ProtaStructure. You can synchronize the models, and you can also track the changes that have occurred. Okay, so that's the latest update to ProtaStructure 2019 with ProtaBIM 2019. Ongoing development is occurring. We are not stopping, so you'll see some very nice other enhancements occurring during the course of this year. We're also starting to look at things like mapping and reinforcement, so we'll keep you posted as these evolve. So I hope you found that informative, and we look forward to helping you integrate your projects with BIM platforms like Revit. If you do have any questions, please contact us through support in Asia. That's Asia support at protasoftware.com. Thank you for listening.